My vow not to work on this new motorcycle I got today lasted about 15 minutes before I decided, well, I should get an assessment of where it is at this point in time so that I kind of know what work needs to be done. There was something I saw in a video one time. It was Californication, and one of the guy, he was always like sleeping with different women, and one of his friends told him when he saw this new girl, he said, "It's the mind. I can't even say it because my mom might be watching this. The mind f of the fresh." And that's what I'm experiencing right now, the mind f of the fresh. When you have something new and exciting, you kind of want to dive right into it. And the stuff you've gotten very familiar with, you tend to maybe avoid doing those hard jobs. But anyway, that's what I'm experiencing right now. So I've got something new, and I'm motivated to play around with it. So I'll share that with you. I probably won't go into getting this running today, but it turns out that the bike that I do have, the parts, the bike in a box that I have, is the exact same model. So I think the engine should be the same. And so I should have a source of spare parts. That one is missing a few things. I think it's missing the front forks and some other stuff. The differences I do see, though, is that the frame, I believe, on this one is a little different. It may be a monoshock instead of a, separate individual shocks where the other one has. So I know the frame is different, but I think everything else, the specifications and everything else, they built them from, oh my gosh, like 1978 to 2010 maybe. Anyway, they've been built for a long time, and not a lot of changes in the technology. It's a 50cc, kind of a one speed. I think they actually were capable of having two speeds, but you have to pull the cases apart and machine something down, and it actually is built with a second gear. But because it's targeted for young riders, it's just meant to have one speed, no clutch, make it very easy to ride. So anyway, so we'll dive right in. I think the first things I want to do is I want to determine whether or not it has spark, and then from there, then I want to go ahead and see what the compression is, just to see if it will run. First, we check for spark. I'm checking the hand switches to make sure they're in the run position. At this point, I'm spinning moving backwards. I just don't know it yet, but it does still work. And the net result is that I don't have any spark. The spark plug looks good. I need to get the stuff up on top off so that I can get my compression tester in there. It's fine. Yeah. realize that this drill has more than one speed. Compression's low. No spark. Well, I'll look down in the cylinders and see what it looks like in there. Looking down in there, I can see, actually, initially my little camera was dirty, so I wiped that off. I went ahead and reinserted it, and then I can see a lot of carbon buildup inside the cylinder. Just a lot of, and it looks like it's been flaking off. It may have been running heavy on oil mixture, and that would cause it to do that. I'm kind of moving the piston up and down here just so I can see if I could see any scoring in the walls. The problem with a small cylinder like this is it's really hard to look and see what the other wall looks like without trying to bend your tool to give you that access, but that's what I'm doing here. And when we go down, you can see the intake port on one side and the exhaust port on the other, and that's where the fuel comes in there. And then when you know, it comes up and compresses it, and then it goes back down, and then it discharges it through that other port that I just showed there. But yeah, so at this point, I'm thinking that I'm going to have to probably put some rings in this thing, and that these jugs are going to have to come off. And it's not a big deal; it's pretty easy to do. You just need new gaskets, and you need you know, something to also a new gasket for the exhaust. But these two strokes are very simple to take apart and put together. So that's kind of where at this point, no compression or low compression. I was digging into this no spark condition. I had some wires taped around here. I took that apart and found this connection here that wasn't very good, and I went ahead and connected that. I'm not really sure, you know, I'm not sure what was going on up here. I think there might have been some gauges or something, but because we have this kind of harness cover here, and I don't know, you know, what else was up here, but I did, it looks like we do have a spark now. Let's check. Yep. So I think all we need is compression. I'm going to try to put a little carb cleaner in there and see if it does anything. It's making a lot of smoke, though. It'll just sit there and smoke even after the fact, so I don't know what's going on. I guess that's the hazards of just buying something without really looking at it. Yeah, for some reason I thought this was a JR50, and then started noticing different things, like the fact that it has a clutch lever and it's actuating a clutch, and it looks like maybe it might have more than one gear. So I looked up the serial number, and it looks like it's a DS80, a 1990 DS80. So that's actually pretty cool. It's still a very small bike. It'll be interesting to get it running and see what it's capable of, but I think it's going to run. I just got to, I kind of went through the carburetor a little bit, but the throttle isn't doing anything down at the carburetor, and so I think it probably came off in here, so I have to disassemble that. And then I think I have to, oh, I need to figure out where the oil is going. I did get a puddle of oil down at the bottom, but it's still got the original injection system that comes down into the crankcase here, and then it comes back out, and I think that goes to the carburetor and squirts in just ahead of the air fuel mixture to get oil into there. I could plug that off and just mix my fuel for now, but we'll see. I just want to make sure that we don't risk any further damage to it when we do get it running. I'll have to do something with this shift lever as well. And I mean, it doesn't seem like it needs that much to get back together into some kind of a riding bike. So I probably will spend a little time on it. I think I'm going to go ahead and finish this for now and keep working on it. But I just wanted to offer you guys something a little different. It's the end of the season. Not a lot of bike riding is going to be going on when the snow's flying. But I can probably during that time maybe clean up the plastics, order some more plastics, and make it look good. Maybe get some new decals. I think this would be a good little bike that maybe some kid might appreciate having next year or next season. So that's kind of my plan. We'll go from there. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. That's the best way that you can kind of keep track of what I'm doing rather than just kind of waiting for it to show up in your feed. If you want to see me again, well, that's the place to go. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.